This looks to be a one-man protest in front of me where he's got all these shrubs.
Claro, la gente María allá me dijo, ya todo cierto, pues ya.
Did the Argentinian Crocodile Dundee just tell me that he was the military? This is the most intimidating face-to-face confrontation we've ever had on the journey, especially with the Boca Juniors jersey combo and a knife on his belt.
Yo, amigo. Estoy hablando con él. Él es mi amigo. ¿Y tú quién es?
The idea was to cross to Paraguay today, the nerves already high simply for it being a brand new country. But even after 2 years traveling to Alaska in a tuk-tuk, nothing could have prepared me for this. We had just stayed 5 weeks in Salta, in the process having Paddy healed to full health after the cancer scare, getting the doors fixed and future-proofed, along with catching up on editing the backlog of videos. This previous confinement to an Airbnb, whilst it was necessary, makes me so appreciative for the other aspect of the travel, being back on the road.
El cruce se llama. Mire eso.
De matambre y de vacío.
Ah, ya. Ok, un sandwichito de vacío, por favor.
We drove the first 2 days without filming, soaking it in, fortunately with problem-free travel. But we knew that a typical roadside Argentinian barbecue was cause enough to get out the camera.
So we just pulled up with the tuk-tuk. It's called the Cruce because there's Gauchito Hill, which is the Red Cross where you can make some offerings and ask for safe passage on the highway. So they got some traditional chamamé music. This is the music of this region playing. We've got the lomito sandwich de vacío. Look at that, like just straight off the barbecue Argentinian feed. And when they brought it over, they've said, this is for you, this is for your dog. Pati, you want meat? You want to sit, Pati? The flies are just being menacing right now. Good sit, good sit, good sit. Look at that, look at that. There you go. Oh, how good's that? All right, we'll try it for ourselves, eh? Argentina is top tier, man. What do you think? Hey, you agree? Look, these guys are trying to charge like $7 US for that. I'll give them 20. Amigos, para vos. Todo para ti. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Gracias por la carnecita para la perita. Gracias. Good girl. Drink. Where does zoomies come from? Where does zoomies come from? Free. Pate! Ciao amigos! Back on the road, Miss Pats, what do you think about that?
Setting back out on the highway, there were many police and military stops.
They're only looking that other way.
Whilst none gave us problems, the issue we had was that none of them knew the road we were trying to take to the border entry with Paraguay.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? Ah, Tartagal. Voy a llegar esa noche, ¿piensas? Es lejos.
No, ahora llega.
Y después voy a Paraguay. Después.
Sí,
pero
tiene que volver para acá.
Pero hay esa frontera chiquitita, pensé.
Claro, ahí.
Por acá no te va a Paraguay. Acá tienes entrada para Paraguay.
Para Formosa. ¿Puedo por allá? Gracias. I'm checking about the Paraguayan border, seeing if my source is correct.
Everyone was saying that this straight road takes you into Bolivia, and long-term followers know how much of a legal nightmare that would be. The other option police were suggesting was to drive the truck-filled highway east and enter Paraguay at the capital city, but that would also cut us off from seeing the entire west of Paraguay, which counts for more than half of this mysterious country.
The policemen are really worried about my route to Paraguay, saying like I'm going to be going off-road and that's not a good idea. I should go another way, but
fortunately the very last military checkpoint before the customs border officers knew what we were talking about.
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo le va? ¿Cómo se llama?
Se llama Patti.
Hola, bonita. Hola. ¿Para dónde vas?
Vamos a Paraguay. Estoy para preguntarte sobre la situación.
Sí. Un trecho más, 7 kilómetros más o menos tenés. Y está la entrada de Campo Grande. Ahí tenés derecho.
¿Dónde podría encontrar combustible?
Acá.
Acá.
Acá te conviene entrar, sí o sí acá.
Yeah.
Porque allá no vas a, te queda en Rosito,
Claro.
o queda más retirado, así que sí o sí acá te
Mejor.
Nos vemos pronto entonces.
I've done zero research on Paraguay and only know that they speak Spanish and love an ice-cold yerba-infused social drink called tereré.
Right. Look at that, we're making progress.
I have no idea when there will be a fuel station or eatery after our crossing, and after being told that there was 200 kilometers of dirt road, I was quickly forming my perceptions of the infrastructure that we would face. We bought food supplies, stocked up on water, and bought extra fuel containers to ensure we'd make it the distance.
That's a speed bump, Ryan. Oh, sorry, Pats. Voy con un de eso y un moco chinchi, ¿no?
Dale.
¿No es? Por estamos tan cerca de la frontera con Bolivia, there is the drink of the country, and it's been so long since I've had it, and they've got it in this little stand right out front of the military stop, but also right out front of the Bolivian little frontera there. So the tuk-tuk parked out. How good?
Mayonesa.
Ah, sí, por favor. Y ketchup, gracias. Yo, the mocha chin chin of dreams. Pati, that's the drink from your country. It's so good. 10 puntos. It's so good. There's obviously so much sugar, that's why it's so good. But it's cool to find it in Argentina. We've got lads checking out the vehicle. And we've got what they call a simple. Chicken, tomato, mayonesa, ya está. Perfect. Life's good, ladies and gentlemen. We've got all these legends in front of us as well, just got their bags checked. I guess there's a customs kind of facility inside. They must have just gotten off a bus, but we don't have to go through all that, hopefully. We're still at this food van. I need to go through there. Yo voy. Gracias. Yo amo, bro. Hey, relax. Relax. Gracias, muy amable, chao. Who's gonna drive you home tonight? Plenty of Bolivian lads taking that bus as we head to Paraguay. We cannot miss the turnoff, otherwise we're screwed. Oh my goodness. PTSD just to remember that border crossing. Madness, failed attempts, 2 months trying to cross to Peru. Whatever, man. On to the next. Paraguay it is. Keen to see what it's got. Sweetos, so that main highway is all the way to Bolivia. We're going down this road to Paraguay. It's more or less, at least, asphalt for as far as the eye can see so far. So locals said that it gets definitely off-road at some point. It's going to be an off-road border. I've never done one of those before. Usually in those situations, they don't even have an office to process my papers, but apparently this one does, so fingers crossed. I'm not banking on it, which is why we needed fuel and food and water in the case that we do try to travel 200 kilometers down the road and then get turned around, and then we need to come all the way back to civilization here in Argentina and find an alternate route. What's your right? We found a stop off because they're selling empanadas, and this might be, it probably will be, the last chance I have to try empanadas from Argentina, probably in the next decade of my life. I don't know when I'm going to be back to Argentina, but we're celebrating as well with a little matecito. Rey Argentino dicen. Holy heck, this is the spot, man. So this is like a spicy tomato sauce that they do called ají, and this is apio, I believe. It's the green mayonnaise, very famous in this region of Argentina as well. I'll go with the two. Look at that. Come on, man. These look 10 out of 10. They're deep fried as well. That's how I kind of like it, since I always have them oven done in Argentina. This is chicken. It's done like really nicely with a bit of potato, a bit of egg, a few herbs. This is really good. These might be up there in the top 5 empanadas I've had in my entire life, and I've been in Argentina in my life for a year and a half, right? So just a no-named little building, 2 seats outside, and then just pull up with this. This is gorgeous. How good is this, Miss Pites? Hey, got to stop. Oh man, how was that plate of food? $2 US? Oh.
se noteó. Otra vez contigo, qué bendición. La noche se puso perfecta pa' un par de locuras. Contigo las pelis son chismes, pero no nos duran. El vibe que tenemos en la alcoba, bebé, la cura. Que esa noche seamos más que amigos. Bailemos suave, que pa' disfrutarlo es la clave. Yeah, bailemos suave, baby, que la clave. Baby, que esto se puso intenso. Saca lo salvaje, como te quiero. Y así bien elegante. Es que tengo un party en la casa mía.
UK pots, UK. Well, this is pretty epic. We are still on the Argentinian side, but the phone is basically saying that that's where the Bolivian and Paraguayan border meet, literally just across this river that's on the other side of these bushes and things. So as the sign commemorating that, it's also the start of this little San Victoria town. So it's the last town, dirt town, little village here. And it's got the Bolivian flag, or the Argentinian flag, and then the Paraguayan flag. So this is almost like it's trying to say, it's a zona tripartita, which is like more or less the triangle of borders, which is pretty sweet. How do you... Yepa! Big vibes. I reckon it'd be illegal to ride a motorcycle here with a helmet. That would... helmets would not exist around here, so... Just a little stop off, let them pats on the trots. And we've got now only 25 kilometers of dirt road to go. How good's that? Before we get to the border. Please. Good girl. This place such good girl. Hola, ¿cómo estás? How well can you guys see him there? That's what they got going on. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Tienes un bidón de agua? This little local tienda is offering to give us a little paquetito. Gracias, mío.
Ahí tiene.
¿Cómo se llama? Look at that.
Maxi.
Maxi, un gusto. Un gusto. Muchísimas gracias, amigo. We are in a very small town filled with, obviously, as always in Latin America, nice people. This is really cool. So with him, I bought a little thing of agua con gas, dicen. This might be your first time seeing a bottle of soda water done like this. This is how they're done throughout Argentina. I've just ripped the cap off this to open it up. You've got a little cup. You just put the cap back and it feeds it out like a dispenser. Your soda water basically holding fresher for longer, I believe, is the system. A lot of people with not a lot, man. And they're always so giving, so generous. Lovely people. There we have it. I did not get fuel there. I have got currently 30 liters of fuel of my capacity of 40 now that I bought the extra containers. But that place looked a bit too wishy-washy for me to trust that fuel, to be honest, considering where we are. We are going to enter this town just for the heck of it, cut through, and from here on out we've got dirt road until the Paraguayan border, and then onwards from the Paraguayan border it's also dirt and more dirt. And Argentinians on this side know that there was road works happening to construct more asphalt, but they don't know where they've gotten to on their route in constructing the asphalt. So they don't know how much of asphalt there will or won't be. But you got legends just putting up concrete houses and then fencing in with sticks that they've got. And that's the lifestyle. People living on the interior is what they say, which is more like the outskirts of cities, very far, you know, we're as far as you can be from cities right now, being very close to these borders. It's interesting seeing how the cultures collide, the music, the dishes that they have as well. You got more kids playing with slingshots than iPads out here is what I will tell you, because I've seen it on the way here. I guess this is considered the main plaza, and we've got legends on horseback, barefoot. Big vibes. Big vibes to the local church. Pretty cool. I saw this, guys. This is who I was looking for, the quality fuel. Es tu camión, ¿no?
Sí. Donde está el celeste,
Sí, la gente.
ahí puede cargar.
¿Es buena calidad?
Sí, es la de Pepe.
¿Cómo estás, amigo? Es buena calidad, ¿no? La nafta. Pero es buena calidad. Perfecto. Gracias. Here we go. We got legends. Yay! This is a cool town. Thanks for everything. That's a nice soccer pitch though. Argentina's always got that. A sweet soccer pitch and a nice parrilla para hacer asado. Siempre. Mate, this is actually pretty good quality off-road. If the dirt road stays like this, like, why have I got my indicator on constantly, man? I'm such a rookie. I took too long of a break in South Argentina. But look, yeah, 40 kilometers on a dirt road is actually sweet as houses, man. I forgot Aussie phrases as well. We're losing it. We're living good, man. Living good, loving the life. This life of travel, frick, man. I'm so grateful to be able to have this opportunity to do this, where it's insane. And the fact that I can film these videos, show off this type of travel in this part of the world. If you've never seen it, never plan on seeing it, or maybe from my videos you are going to make a trip around here, but the fact that this pays for the best quality food, for pads, the time to rest and relax in nice Airbnbs, but also then live this crazy hectic lifestyle on the road and have this balance. It's just beautiful. She's loving it out there, eh? I'll give her water soon, only because it's not so healthy to just give a bowl of water directly after a bit of exercise. Lets you recover a little bit. Did a bit of run. She's gonna sleep like a baby, just like she did last night, tonight even more. This looks to be a one-man protest in front of me, where he's got all these shrubs. How well's the back camera seeing it?
With our mindset ready to cross the border, we're met by the worst case scenario stopping us in our path.
I don't know how much of this I can film.
Coming face to face with a backyard cowboy cross football fanatic with a sheath Bowie knife exposed on his hip was definitely not on my bingo card for the year.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo andas? ¿Todo bien? Tengo una perita y ya. Voy a Paraguay. Ajá. Claro, la gente María ya me dijo, ya todo cierto, pues ya, para Paraguay.
Yo sé que era la gendarmería.
¿Cómo estás, amigo? ¿Cómo estás, amigo? ¿Cómo estás? ¿A dónde vas? Misión La Paz. Misión La Paz, yo también. Ok, voy a pasar contigo. Yo, amigo. Estoy hablando con él. ¿Y qué pasa? ¿Cómo? Él es mi amigo. ¿Y tú quién es?
Estoy haciendo corto
¿Para qué?
por un motivo.
¿Qué es tu motivo? No soy de aquí. Él es de aquí. ¿Qué tengo para hacer con eso? Amigo, yo no quiero problemas. Quiero pasar en misión.
¿Por qué problema?
¿Cómo?
Ya tengo problema ya.
El problema no es conmigo.
Bueno, pero
¿Y?
hay que respetar.
¿Y por qué no está esperando él? ¿Por qué no está esperando él? Ok. Voy a pasar ahora, amigo. Voy a pasar. Voy a pasar ahora. Voy a pasar. ¿Cómo estás, amigos? Claro, soy de Australia. Estoy para pasar para conocer mis amigos en Paraguay. Misión La Paz. No quiero problemas, quiero solo pasar como mis amigos que son allá. En la moto. ¿Estás un amigo de él? ¿Tú? No tengo nada de que hacer conmigo, amigo. No quiero problemas, no soy de aquí, estoy para pasar. Gracias. 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 That got me ticked off, man. Let me get out of sight of these guys and I'll chat about it. Take a breather. Back on the road. Holy heck! We're a long way from home is what I'm trying to say. Damn. We were right, eh, Miss Watts? Oh my goodness. In all honesty, that did startle me. I was remaining firm and strong. I didn't want to be like in any way weak or back down. Almost to just continue to apply pressure, but also be very friendly with what seemed like the school teachers, and they had all their children out front of the school. He said, "I'm the military," and he's in a Boca Juniors shirt, which is the most famous club in all of the country, but then he had an exposed knife in its sheath on his belt. And fortunately I had that scooter come past, show me, look, he's letting people through. Clearly it's not that strict. He's a one-man protest. It's the first one-man protest I've ever witnessed, and he's going back and forth in what I reckon is Guarani, which is the dialect of this region, which is when I started driving pretty directly behind them, and he basically, quite a brave move, but had his back to me, but walked in front of my tuk-tuk, letting them pass and stopping me. That's when I was starting to boil up a little bit, like of just like adrenaline, a bit of rage, a bit of this is like unfair treatment. This is also not my part of the world, and my first experience dealing with something like that. So I don't know who he wants to stop, if he's letting locals through and then let a foreigner through. I'm gonna just put the camera down. We're in uncharted territory is what I was about to say. And even right here in the middle of nowhere, I don't feel very safe, to be honest. I've got communities on my left and right where I'm fully aware one camera, one iPhone of mine could literally buy them rice and lentils and canned vegetables for months. You know what I mean? When you are in this part of the world, you've got to understand that when your things have that much value to the people that you're around, you've got to be alert, even though I just have locals gifting me stuff. You've got to be kind of aware. So I think the Argentinians, maybe the Paraguayans that are watching this will be accepting and understanding and in agreement to what I'm saying. But yeah, I wanted to get this out of my system and talk through, let Patty have a breather before we get to the Paraguayan border. Now I've got more motorcycles coming. We're gonna get back on the road. Patty, please. I can clip you up now. Good girl. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get into Paraguay. And then from Paraguay, it's an open book. There it is. I know it's illegal to film, so and I won't draw attention, but that building right in front of me is the border with Argentina and Paraguay.
Still a bit shaken, I think that's enough stress for one episode. I do although want to say I mentioned Mr. Boca Jr.'s to the Argentinian border staff who apparently already knew of the one-man protest but frankly didn't care. That was pretty surprising considering he was almost the reason we didn't get here. Join us next week, legends, on the Thrill Dream as an electricity outage on the Paraguayan border delays our entry before we then drive the most remote and challenging stretch of road we've ever faced on this entire journey.